Well, this is my second day of flying this drone. It's, I think, my third flight with it. First one didn't have a chip in it, just took it up, like um, basically learned a little bit about it. And yesterday, or the second flight was I took it out and flew it over on a friend's orchard, which I posted the video of that and did some photos of it. I couldn't get it to do any video, and it was just I didn't know what I was doing with the video. I couldn't find the function. I can find it to take pictures, but I figured that out on this flight how to do the videos on it. And so, what the drone is, it's a DJI Mini 3. So the difference between the Mini 3 and the Mini 3 Pro, is what I understand, is that it doesn't, the Mini or the 4 has active tracking where it can like track you, keep you in or whatever object you select on it, it'll track you. This one, there's an ad hoc way of doing tracking, but for the most part, it doesn't have that option. Camera, I think, is the same. Does pretty good uh, photo and video, it looks like. And the other thing is, it doesn't have sensors on the front of it, like avoidance sensors, where the Pro model does. So, I mean, for the value for the money is just phenomenal. Um, it was $100 off, or right now it is at Costco. So $299 for it. I mean, it's my big drone that I spent $1,800 for um, back in the day. I mean, this thing is so much better, a lot more flight time. Um, Super lightweight, small, compact. You put it in a little carry bag or something, and with the controller, super convenient. Um, I'm definitely digging it, and the flight time on it is, with the battery that it comes with, is says 38 minutes. I on this flight that I did got, I don't know what the total time of it is. I haven't figured that out yet, but I got 30. Or no, excuse me. I went down to 40%. So quite a bit of flight time, and um, I think this part right here I had it in sport mode. I forgot to click it over, I guess, from the last flight. Um, there's a sport, a normal, and then I think the first one is like sim mode or whatever, maybe like simple mode. I'm not sure what it means, but it's like, slows everything down, makes it uh, the joystick so it's not super responsive, I guess, so makes it a little bit more simpler. So, yeah, just doing a little like circling around the neighborhood with it. It goes up, hits its max ceiling, which is like 400 feet. I think in meters it was 120 meters. And um, you'd have to deal with DJI, like send a request or something to go past that. Um, I guess there's a whole bunch more. During COVID, they passed these drone restrictions. It's kind of like everything, Um, they got away with all kinds of stuff during COVID. It's just crazy, like putting up the cell phone towers around schools, um, and all over the place, and churches. And they put up cell towers. Yeah, and in fact, I mean, on that topic, I went to a graduation a while back, and there was a cell tower, two of them at the high school, right at the football stadium. So my wife and I were sitting at one end of the football stadium, which the cell towers were like to our back. And then my butt was kind of getting hard from sitting on those hard seats, so we got up, moved, and went over to the other side of the football stadium where those towers are just beaming right at you. And I noticed that evening after we left there, my thyroid was just hurting my whole throat. So they're definitely cooking people with those things. So yeah. Anyway, so getting back to the subject of the drone regulations, yeah. So FAA goes and passes all these drone regulations, and then and they do these um, like, oh, try to get the community to buy in. So they make it, oh, it's a community deal, and then these people, they get sucked into thinking they're doing something special by, oh yeah, we're helping to create these rules. Well, these rules are just, they're not laws. And then how they try to get these rules to stick to you is they make you get a license. So they don't tell you, so it's very deceptive that you're waiving your constitutional rights by getting a license. So most people think, oh well, I'm getting a license. I'm licensed now. The people being licensed, they're going to be more responsible with drones and all this kind of stuff. But really, it's just more and more government intrusion into your life. People need to stop, buying into that. Why do you need the government to continue to intrude into your life? It's just, it's not what our founding forefathers, had fought and died for, to, us to just piss away our freedoms. So, yeah, I'm not too fond of all the government regulations. If you don't know that already, if you've been tuned into my channel, you probably already know. But yeah, if these government agencies are getting smacked down one after another for crafting legislation, so they're trying to take the job of Congress to be a legislative body, but as what they are is administrative agencies. So, well, how, what most people don't know, they go to their quasi courts that are, kind of a kangaroo court where you've got no constitutional rights in it, and wonder why. Well, it's because you've inadvertently waived it by getting their license. So you just challenge their jurisdiction, and even that, you bring up the issue, say, oh, okay, well, so you're telling me the jurisdiction lies on my license, then where was the full disclosure in that? Oh, so you've been involved in fraud. Just throw that back in their face, and fraud vitiates all. And then, yeah, if they, involved in a scam of usurping your constitutional rights, then you got a case against them, and that's criminal. If you look up Title 18, Section 241 and 242, it carries some pretty stiff penalties. And then you have the civil aspect of it, that you can file a civil lawsuit on them as well, as a Title 42, Section 1983. So yeah, there's a lot of craziness going on with all these three-letter agencies. So it's really important that people start learning their rights, because even at the county and city levels, they do the same kind of deal. They send you into their little quasi courts and tell you violated the rules. Say, okay, well, how did I violate your rule, and how does that rule jive with the Constitution? What is the Constitution? The Constitution is contract law. It's a contract that we, the people, have with our elected officials, the government, the unelected public servants, to keep them at bay. And they overstep their boundaries all the time. So if you see straight down there, that's my little shooting range. The big heavy-duty cement blocks. Need to do some more work on those. Maybe increase the height another set of blocks, bring it up to 4 blocks high. And then on the sides, build up the sides. The cows knocked them down. I put some railroad ties on there. But I need to probably use some boards and nails to keep them from falling over when the cows go up and rub against them and knock them down. So you see the little green patch there amongst all the brown. That's my garden. This year, got a pretty good garden starting to go. I got all kinds of stuff, some corn. There's my shooting range right there. But I shoot towards the road, and the road's kind of bermed up too. And there's no houses on the other side, so it's fairly safe. Like I said, just need to restack those railroad ties up on the sides. And that to the where that barrel is right there, that's about no, I say 50 yards. I think it's close. I think it's about 40 yards where that barrel is. But to the fence over there, it's to the tree a little bit behind it is 50 yards. And then where my shooting deal is, that's about 70 yards. And then I had a nice shooting tower, but my awning got blown by a bad windstorm that we had. So I need to weld on some new base plates on it where I ripped them off. And that was I took the cover off of it, but still the wind was just so strong. It just tore it up. So I gotta repair that. So you can see me there. Look like a little ant. Yeah, but it was pretty nice shooting up there, and that's a good from 18 feet high, and it's 88 yards to the target, and so that downward trajectory is, very safe up there from shooting. And what's nice too up there, any critters get out, rabbits or whatever, get out in the garden, I can shoot them. So I need to go back up there and do a patrol of the garden because there's a rabbit that's been getting in there and just destroying stuff. And it just doesn't even eat the plants that it destroys, it just digs around them and digs them up. He's a little shit. So here I'm just kind of experimenting with the controllability of this drone, and it is just phenomenal. So DJI really makes a nice product, very smooth handling, and mind you, this is still in sport mode. I had it right here. So yeah, it's just phenomenal, this thing. Technology, since I'm thinking when I got my Typhoon, that was probably back in 2015, I think. I'd have to kind of look back at some of my old videos, but so from 2015 to 2024, technology has just gotten a lot better and shrunk. Remember the old Phantom DJI Phantoms? Those were pretty big too, not as big as no, yeah, not as big as the Typhoon, but I mean those were, had a lot of popularity. So I think DJI is kind of taking the market on drone market for regular consumers. But what's ridiculous with this drone, I had to take a test, an FAA test, to activate this drone. So it's just nuts. And then they put like the weight limits on it. So 250 grams. If you have a drone over 250 grams, you got to get it registered and have a registration number on it and like a license plate and pay $5 a year. And that's what they did with dredging. Oh, it's only $5 a year. No, I think it's on this one it's $5 every 2 years or something like that. But they started out with that, and then it's $30. You know, so the people, you got to wake up, just say no to their BS, and don't pay it, don't comply. And if they try to drag you into their court, then just smack them down and sue them. And then any of the agents that try to do it, when you sue them, you name them personally, go after them, go after their assets, drag them into court, and and then when you get a judgment against them, you lien all their retirement, their house, everything